Hey guys, Jewel here with the J7409 Weather Channel. Today, of course, Monday, the 26th of July, 2021. What we're looking at right here, this was sent in by Charlotte. Everybody knows Charlotte. She's one of my subscribers here at the Weather Channel of J7409. She said one of her friends sent this to her. She said it was a sunset, but I think she meant to say it was the moon rising, and this is over Myrtle Beach. Beautiful, huh? If you want to see an outrageous, beautiful picture of the sun, hold on. Now, Charlotte sent this picture in also, and this is the sun getting right to set. Is this beautiful or what? She said one of her friends sent this to her, and she just had to share it. And I thank you for sharing this, Charlotte, so very much. Look at that sun. You know, I've had sunsets like that myself, and I've had moons looking like it did over South Carolina. Of course, not that far from Myrtle Beach myself. And yes, they've been orangey. They've been just beautiful. And this sun was just something else. The sunset pictures especially show all of the smoke that's been traveling this way and the particles in the atmosphere and turning it all kinds of oranges, yellows, and red. So once again, Charlotte, thank you so much for sending these pictures in. If you have any weather pictures that you would like to share, be sure and click Show More. Scroll down. You will find my email address to send them to. Lots going on in the weather today, folks. We've got some severe weather coming up, and these storms you don't want to mess with. Along with everything else, we're going to check it all out, so stay right where you are. It's all coming up. It is a severe weather alert day for many folks. Now, there's severe thunderstorms that are going to be capable of large hail and damaging winds and possibly a slight chance of some tornadoes. It's going to happen this afternoon and evening across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Now, this is all because of a front over the northern high plains, and this front is moving eastward. Now, I'm going to show you some things in a moment. Please stick around because some of these storms could become very severe up in these areas. So far as this marginal risk right here for the eastern sections of northeastern North Carolina, moving across up into Virginia, most of ours in eastern North Carolina and probably Virginia too are looking like sunset to midnight, maybe a little after midnight. This is when we should get most of our thunderstorms that roll in. They should not be as severe as the ones up around Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Also, the same thing's going for a large portion of Maine, as you can see, in the following states moving around, and that chance of tornadoes is at 2%. Now, it's only at 2%, but that does not rule out a possibility of a tornado. So, Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and parts of Minnesota, you do have that chance of tornadoes. Large hail with this and very damaging winds. Look at the wind. It's up to 15% in these areas here. Now, for Maine and the surrounding states, North and South Carolina, a little bit of the Delmarva Peninsula down here, our wind, it may gust up a little here and there, but it shouldn't be anything that significant. I mean, you might want to bring your trash can in or kind of block it up next to the house or something like that, but it's not going to be as much chance of heavy downdraft powerful winds as it is in the other areas. Now, when we move along to the hail, that's severe hail. Northern Peninsula of Michigan, these portions of mid to northern Wisconsin, also a large portion of Minnesota, and a 5% chance outlines the rest of the area. So, folks, you need to pay attention to these storms. 4 severe storms today as I've tracked them on the map. This is around 3 p.m. this afternoon. You do remember now, most of these storms will start occurring later in the afternoon into tonight as we move up just a little bit here. You can see how they're beginning to move in. And by 9 p.m. tonight, my goodness, these over in North Dakota, and these were going to pass from Minnesota over into Wisconsin. When it's this color, folks, you don't mess with this. This is the highest mark on the scale. You cannot control what happens. Look at here how let's go back up just a second. Look in these areas here. You can see this is going to go over Morris, St. Paul. It's coming in. All of these areas here. Please be aware of what's going on. These things can spark up a tornado. Large, very large hail and very damaging wind gusts with downdraft winds that can do damage just like a tornado, just doesn't last as long and doesn't go very far at all. We'll move it up just a little bit more. Here's Tuesday still going on, and this severe weather will move eastward, and by tomorrow to be over in the Great Lakes area. So folks, be aware of your surroundings and what's going on with this severe thunderstorm activity that's headed our way. Looking at the watches and warning maps. Well, the temperatures is the big deal today, my friends, with excessive heat warnings. Everywhere you see the purple going on in Oregon and in parts of Idaho. Over here in Montana, look at all of this purple, excessive heat warnings and dangerous excessive heat watches going on. We have them also going on over here in Minnesota, South Dakota, moving on down into Iowa. Some of you folks over here, it's going to feel like 100 to 105 today. Be aware of what's going on. Now, we have all of the advisories in the orange. It covers a large portion down south, as you can see, of Texas, the whole state of Louisiana, portions of Mississippi, western Tennessee, portions of Missouri, and portions of Oklahoma. Stay safe, stay aware, and they move all the way up into these areas, as you can see. Now, what we got going on here is flood watches and flash flood watches from California, Nevada, over in New Mexico, and a little portion here of southeastern Virginia. Up here for Maine, what you're seeing, this is a fog advisory going on. It should dissipate earlier in the day today. By lunchtime at least, it should be gone and out of the way. But everyone in these dark red, dark purple, dark orange areas, be aware of the heat. It's going to be a bear today. And everybody in the green, especially over here in California and Nevada and New Mexico, please be aware. I'm not leaving out Virginia, but these places have had a lot of burn scars with the possibility of some more rain coming in your way, and this could cause the potential for some flash flooding, so be aware. And here we have this system that we've been messing with for a while, huh? I'm not going to wait for the 8 o'clock update to come in this morning. No need. It's not going to do anything, folks. Just like I thought all along. And for the life of me, I still do not understand why they sent up the Hurricane Hunter aircraft when this system was so small and it didn't look like it was building any at all. They kept going on a chance. Well, I guess they were just trying to be safe. But it's down to 30% chance if this thing does not form in the next 10 to 12 hours, it's not going to. I think it's a done deal. But the satellite and radar data are indicating that the shower and thunderstorms associated with this low pressure system, it's about 45 miles east of St. Augustine, Florida, or about 75 miles southeast of Jacksonville, Florida. It's still disorganized and limited in coverage. It's a little teeny thing, folks. The environmental conditions are gradually becoming less conducive for a tropical depression to develop before the low moves inland over northeastern Florida or Georgia later this morning. However, now, interest in these areas that I've just said, you should continue to monitor the progress of this system due to the period of possibly some brief gusty winds, maybe 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but that's nothing you can't handle. It's not a big bad storm. It's going to be like a bad thunderstorm, and it's going to last a little longer than a thunderstorm. So that's more or less what you're going to get out of the storm. Locally heavy rain and dangerous lightning strikes. Now you are going to get some rain where these possible heavier storm cells with this particular little system go over. It's only got a 30% chance now, 2 days, 5 days. It's not going to do a whole lot, folks. But let's check out something else right quick. What might we need to watch for in the near future? Remember, I told you last week, somewhere around the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th of August, it looked like we would have a low coming off the coast of Africa. And yes, we do indeed, right here. Barometric pressure 29.91. We do have thunderstorm activity down in these areas with it. Let's check. Let's see what the wind gusts at this time are. 33 miles per hour. It's not bad. It's just a low at this time as it comes off. I want to look at the rain clouds in it and see what they look like. Well, yes, it does have some rain clouds in it, all depending. You can see where the low is very well here and now. Not bad, just a low, but we need to watch this to see if it does gain some strength, because if it did, it would cause problems for a lot of people. But not saying it's going to. Something we need to watch, and I'll keep you updated on it as I see this thing either grow or dissipate. Let's take a quick look at the western North Atlantic radar. This is the NAM forecast. I know a lot of people, there's a little low right there, as you can see. This is where it was at 2 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time this morning. Here's all your timestamps right in these areas for what might be coming through your way. This is a little teeny low too. This is nothing to worry about, folks. I'm just going to let this play a few minutes and you can see. I know a lot of people in the Tampa area of Florida need some rain. Well, you might get some. You may get some maybe this afternoon or early evening. Not going to be a big washout, but if you need it, whatever you get, that will be a good thing. So, yes, the rain is going to cover a large portion of Florida, as you can see, as it moves through, moving up into Georgia. And that's why this afternoon we do have, as this frontal boundary moves through, as you can see, it's moving through, up for eastern Virginia and eastern North Carolina, all the way up into the northern sections. We do have this chance of rain. Everybody down in the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, you may get some rain headed your way in the next 8 hours or so. Also over the Dominican Republic, and some rain off and on in portions of Puerto Rico right on through Thursday. These are going to be mostly splash and dash showers, folks. And that's a quick check of what's happening in the world of weather today and what each one can expect for most parts or all the parts of the lower 48 and also the island areas so far as tropical weather goes. Thanks so much for watching. I love each and every one of you, and thank you for everything you do for me. Do not fear, I'll keep you updated on anything I see that transpires. That severe weather outlook for the areas I showed you today. Be ready, folks. Looking more or less like later this afternoon, possibly early evening through some of the nighttime hours. You guys could get some very severe storms popping up in your areas. So please be aware of it. Thanks so much for watching. If you are into the weather and you haven't subscribed, please, if you would choose to do so, click the J7409 weather emblem in the bottom right-hand corner. Click that bell and check off all to make sure you get all of my latest weather videos. Remember to subscribe. You have to do these things or you won't get them. Thank you so much. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day, my friends. Peace, love, and kindness to each and every one of you. Thanks for watching.